Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Alexandra. Thank you for joining me today. I have a package from your creative studio that I would like us to unbox together. It is a book themed package and I'm excited to see what it has inside. So the plan is to quickly open the products which are here and then to create something with a few of the products that we will find here. Let's begin with the envelopes that I see here on the top of the pile. So this is a masking tape or a washi tape. Since the theme of the box is books, the pattern on the washi tape includes some text. I like it. Next we have this envelope with a cling stamp, and we can always find a little preview on the label. That's a stack of books, and if I'm not mistaken, there is an owl sitting right on top. The next envelope is this one with another cling stamp inside. That's a really good size stamp. And one more stamp is here. It's a girl with a hat. I think she is sitting on the edge of a bridge or something like that. She's really cute. Okay, next we have this package here, and these are decorative stickers, and oh, I really love these. These are book spines, and we can see on the back of the packaging the designs which are included in there. There is also the size stated on the packaging, and I wonder how many pieces. Oh, there are 40 pieces of 20 designs in here. Oh, look at that. So they are not just stickers, they are washi stickers. So they have this acetate backing, and the spine itself, once you peel it off, it will be half translucent like any other washi tape that you could have used. Well, some are wider and some are narrower, but I think they're really great. Okay, next we have this package here. So these are just simple papers. They're quite thin, and there are a few pieces of the same design. As far as I see, I can see that there are 3 of each design so far. So there are tickets in here. Yeah, all of them are tickets. Next we have sticky notes, and the design includes a library card. So there is a whole bunch of these sticky notes here. They look really great. I love them. I think it would be nice to actually create a pocket for one of these and also use them in a journal. Then, of course, we have some faux postage stamps, sticker stamps. Oh, I love mushrooms. I'm really excited that there are a lot of mushrooms. Here we have a set of papers, and I think there is also one sheet of this acetate, which, as far as I understood, is also a sticker. It really is a sticker. Next we have just a selection of very thin, almost like the newspaper kind of sheets, and there are different designs. There are some recipes here and some menus, some texts from anatomy books, And this again is a recipe. And oh, there is a page from Alice in Wonderland. And this I will not read too much, but you can see that there are different types of pages in here. They're cut so that they have this nice shape, and I think they will be great for collages. There is also I would even say a usual set of papers. Just the theme changes, but the quantity and the styles and the quality also of these stays the same from box to box. There are designs which are repeated 4 times. The first one is on a rather thin paper. Then the second one will be on vellum. Then there will be one printed on a textured paper, and I don't know if the camera, oh, maybe here you will see better the really nice pattern or texture of these. And then we also have what you will think is a thicker paper, but it is actually a sticker as well. So that's really nice, I think. So yeah, each design comes in, again, 4 variations. But I like the size, and of course the colors match wonderfully the whole feel of the kit. Then we have the stickers. Then we have a few sheets of rice paper, and it also has books printed on it. There are a few sheets in there, and they are super thin. So I guess it's either a rice paper or a tissue paper. Here we have also something interesting. I like the design which is printed here in the back. So these are more papers that we can use for collages. Okay, and they are again rather thin. Different snippets from vintage documents or receipts or invoices. Or here we have another library card, some ledgers, and some of them are rather plain. And here we have a few of a smaller size and some other color variations. And the last thing to open is this package with more paper choices and more beautiful snippets from vintage documents are here in different sizes and different themes, as a matter of fact. And I think they're all very handy and nice to have for making backgrounds. We will see what we can make with these items because they look very fun to me, at least, and I can't wait to share with you what we can create using these products. And now let me show you what I have created with the items that you have just seen. That's a little folio, I suppose. This is how you may call it. It has 1/2 inch spine and a couple pages inside. the cover looks like that. I have used some of the papers. I have also collaged thinner papers on top of that one. That's a stamp that was included in the box. Here I have created a label for the cover of this folio. On the spine I have used one of those decorative stickers with the book spine. That's the back, nothing super special. So you open it like so, and you have a flap on the right hand side with more papers collaged on top, and some pieces of washi tape, and one of the mushroom faux stamps. Then here we have a pocket with another stamped image of a girl. Here is the sticky note that I turned into a library card. It goes into the pocket, and there are more collaged pieces of paper and washi tape here. Then you flip the page and you have acetate pockets for the faux stamps. You can easily see them. You can easily take out any of the ones you choose to use in your project. And there are 2 rows of these pockets on each one of the pages, and then there is another piece of acetate that covers both of the pockets to make sure that the stamps stay inside and don't fall out of the folio. And there is the same structure of pockets on this part of the page. So this was everything we had on the right hand side of the folio. Then on the left hand side, the structure is the same. Again, a little flap that holds this section closed on this side, and more collaged pieces there. On this page we have not a vertical but a horizontal pocket that holds just a few tickets from the tickets pack which was included in the box. So I have chosen these 3 tickets, and I have embellished the background of the pocket with the papers which were included in this large set of papers from the box. Then I have also added a few pieces of washi tape here onto the pocket, and another faux stamp with the mushrooms. And this section also opens, and it has more pockets for the faux stamps. I have more of the postage stamps from the previous Your Creative Studio packages, so I will show you how to create this folio folder. I'm in doubt as per how to call it, so you decide how you want to call yours if you create one. So yeah, I will show you how I made my version of this folio. I have prepped a few pieces ahead of time so that we can just run with it, so to say. And I hope it will be really easy. The supplies that you're going to need are really minimal. So I guess everything will work fine for you if you want to recreate this project. I have here a piece of, oh, and by the way, I wanted to show you how the stamps stamp from this book themed box by Your Creative Studio. I really like this pile of books with the cute owl on top. And this is the girl. And this is the letterhead, I think. Or it can be used as a letterhead, a really fancy one with the characters there reading books or magazines, and the impression that you get with these stamps is really nice and crisp. I have used the black archival ink for stamping, and if you find that the stamps just don't want to stick to your acrylic block, just use a piece of painter's tape and use it for adhering the stamp to the acrylic block. For our today's project, you can see that I added some color to the stamped image, and here are a few more images that I have colored. I have used that watercolor distress pencils from Tim Holtz to add the color, and then to add some details I have just used the jelly roll metallic pen, and that's the color code if you need one. Okay, so these are the images, and I think they look really nice. I like the result. I think we can now begin working on the base of our folio. That's actually the piece that we have right here. You see that it's the same size, and this piece measures 11 inches on the long side and 5 inches on the short. I have already scored it in a few places. You're going to put it like this on your scoreboard, with the long side being horizontal, and you will score it at 1 3/4, at 2 inches, and at 5 1/4. Then you will flip it like so and score again at 1 3/4, 2, and 5 1/4. This will allow you to have that 1/2 inch spine that I have shown you in the previous version of the folio, and then you will also get the flaps, which you can see here on the side. Now for the pages, which you see here in the center, and by the way, they are glued by their hinge onto the spine, we are going to need 2 pieces of paper. I used the same craft color cardstock that I used for the base. So this piece measures 3.5 by 5, and I'm going to score it first of all on the short side at 3 1/4, just like so. So I'm showing you what to do on one piece, but you will do the same for both of the pieces that you have. I will now trim just 1/16 off of this 1/4 inch gusset that I have created. That will allow the page to close and fit easier into the base of our folio. Okay, so now when it's done, I will fold that super tiny flap that we have on the side, just like so, and that's the second page that we're going to need for the next step. They will both be glued down onto the spine right next to the fold line that we have created before, next to the fold like so. But before you do that, let's actually take our decorative sticker with the book spine, and there are a few designs that you might want to check out first and see which one exactly you want to use. You will need one of the spines which are about 5 inches long, And one more thing that you're going to do to make sure that it fits nicely onto the spine of your folio, you will have to, again, just cut tiny sections off from that spine. Cut from both sides about 1/16 of an inch. And that will make that sticker, of course, narrower so that it fits better between the fold lines on our base cover. Okay, so now we were talking about these pages that we need to glue down onto the inside of the spine. You can use either score tape, the double-sided score tape. I think I'm going to use the wet glue right next to the fold line on the spine, like so. So that's what you're going to have. And now I will flip it to the opposite side just because it's more convenient for me to work like that. And I will glue the second page in the very same way like we glued down the previous one. You will have a tiny gap between the pages, and I did that because I wanted to leave more room for the little pieces of ephemera that we would want to add to the pockets on both of the page flaps. And that way the folio closes without a problem and doesn't have the crocodile mouth. On this part of the page, I have added a vertical pocket, and for that pocket you will need a piece of paper that measures 1.5 by 5 inches. I'm still not gluing it down because I want to add some decorative paper onto this section of the page, and only after that I'm going to glue the pocket down. And also for the horizontal pocket here, you're going to need another piece of craft cardstock that is going to measure 4 1/8 by 2 3/4, and on 2 short sides and on 1 long side you will score it at 1/2 inch. That will allow you to create the 1/2 inch flaps on 3 sides, like so. Then you're going to mat it in the central section. You will add a piece of decorative paper of your choice. That's the paper that I wanted to use. It measures, if you wonder, 3 inches by 2 1/8. And then I wanted to add that notch, so I used my envelope punch board and just estimated where the center was and punched the notch out. I did the same thing here. You can either measure or estimate. So since the length of our cardstock was 5 inches, the notch on this pocket will be at 2.5, and on this one with the unfolded flaps, the notch will be at 2 inches from either left or right side of the paper piece. For the acetate pockets, we're going to need a few pieces of acetate, obviously. There are two sizes that we're going to prepare. 8 pieces will measure 3 1/8 by 2. So 8 pieces of 3 1/8 by 2. Yeah. And 4 pieces that will measure 3 1/8 by 4 3/4. And I want to say a couple words about the acetate. When I create shakers on other projects not related to this one that we're working on today, I usually like to use a thicker acetate. But for the purpose of this project, I would suggest to go with a thinner acetate, and that's the one that I use. I have this package for quite a long time. I don't remember from what year it is. Okay, here on the package it says 2002, and I just want to show you the thickness of this acetate. I find it to work really good for acetate pockets in the junk journals or these kind of pages that we're going to create today. And I don't think that I need more bulk in this project. So that's just, you know, a point to think about. But again, you don't have to buy it specifically for this project. If you have anything else in your stash, just by all means go ahead and use it. On all of the pieces, both the smaller ones and the larger ones, I have attached a strip of double-sided 1/8 of an inch score tape right along the edge, like so, only on one side. I don't need it on the other side as well. So only on one side I have that strip of score tape, and that's because the smaller pockets will be glued down right here onto the page, and they will open to the top so that we can slide our little faux postage stamps into that pocket. And then this page with another strip of paper, the larger one, will be glued down like that, and it will cover the two smaller pockets so that everything stays flat and the contents of the pockets is securely stored in them. Now, how we glue the acetate pages down to our base of the folio. You will have to use your ruler and a pencil and make some really tiny marks. I have already created the marks so that I just remember where exactly they're going to be. So if that's the top of my folio, I am going to mark right next to this 1/4 of an inch gusset here, and the first mark will be at 2.5 inches, and then the second at the bottom will be at 4 3/4. And I will do the same on this side, close to the line where we have glued our additional page onto. Okay, and the same thing, the first mark will be at 2.5 inches, and then the second at the bottom at 4 3/4. And then we will do the same on this part of the page. Now I am going to take one little piece of the acetate that we have prepared, and I will peel the backing off, and I will put the corner of the acetate with the adhesive on it right next to that mark that I have created, and I will make sure that the second corner also meets the mark that I have created on the opposite side. And now when I'm sure that I'm going to glue it down straight, I will press and even burnish to make sure that that acetate page is now attached. And I remind you that this is the top, and your little pieces of acetate will be glued down to the paper like that. Now I will just repeat this process for the next piece of acetate, and I will do the same on this part of the page. I will glue the next pair of acetate pieces. Now I will take a larger piece of acetate and just line it up with the top edge of the page and make sure that it's straight, and then burnish. So that's how it works. That's the construction. Okay, I will do the same thing here. And what's left to do is again to measure already on this part of the page and this part of the page and glue the acetate pieces the same way. Okay, our pockets are ready. We can keep on working on embellishing the pages and adding the tabs right here on these sections of our folio. For doing that, I again used the envelope punch board. Position the top corner of this flap at the mark of 2 inches and punch, and then I will just round the opposite corner. Okay, and then we'll trim. As a matter of fact, let's do it now. I will trim that paper section that I don't need. And now on this page and this flap, I want to have a tab at the bottom. Here, now I like it better than what I had in this folio, with both of the tabs being at the bottom. I think this way it looks more interesting. We can now work on embellishing the covers, the front and back, and the pockets here. So I think I'm going to start with this page that I have right here. I have chosen some papers from the Your Creative Studio book themed box already, and I want to use some of these ones, but you can see that they're not long enough, and that's okay because we can always collage and add additional pieces in the sections of the page that we need to use. And I also actually think that I don't need the whole width of this paper, so I'm going to tear off a piece from it, and now I will add the glue and glue this page down like so, closer to the spine. Like that. And I will also add an additional piece of paper, maybe this one at the bottom. And I'm not really fussy about the direction of the text because it's not the kind of project where you want to keep an eye on that. I just want to make it super random. Okay, so the pocket will cover this section of the page which doesn't have the decorative paper there. And here for an accent, really, I want to use a piece of washi tape. Now I am going to add one of those paper pieces that I tore before to the, I actually want to cut the piece that I need with the scissors and then maybe tear it at the top, because I want this section of the paper to be straight. I will glue it down. Now I'm gluing it down to the pocket only. Okay. And I will add another piece of this paper of a different color. And I will glue it down. Yeah, maybe like that. Or actually, no, I think I want to take this piece here. And really, it's just a matter of playing with the colors of the papers that you have, and you will every time check out how you want them to be on your pockets. It's really fun, and I like the fact that this paper is very thin, so it's super easy to glue it down, and it gets glued down very fast. So really, it's just fun. Okay, another piece of washi tape here, and I want to use that girl that I have colored before. I think I'm going to just cut her out. And now glue her down to my pocket, or you could just stamp her right onto the pocket like I did in the previous version of the folio. And she fits there nicely. She barely reaches that notch on the side, so that's good. Now I'm going to add the glue along 3 edges of the future pocket that I have, and I will glue the pocket down right onto the flip out page. Now we can add our library card inside, and the sticky notes that we had, they're of course also thin, so I have backed the paper with some craft cardstock there, and I have also added one of the book stickers that were provided in the box. Now this can go inside the pocket here. I will later on distress the edges of this card, and here I have just randomly used a piece of paper that I had, like a leftover paper. I think I can do the same here. Just wrap it around the edge of the library card. This goes in here. Next, the same way exactly, you can keep on choosing the papers, and the shades of papers would be even more correct to say, and glue them to the remaining flaps. I'm just roughly measuring and using a ruler to trim it to the necessary width that I need on this or that flap or pocket. All right, next let's work on this page here. I wanted to add some of the larger size papers, and I think I will use this one. I don't need the whole length. I don't need it to be 5 inches long. That's what I'm trying to say. I just need it to be long enough to get, oh, by the way, that pocket that we have created, we now need to trim the corners like so, and make sure that the cut line goes through the intersection of the score lines. Now the flaps will be easily folded there. So I'm going now to glue it only by the bottom flap and line it up on top of the page. Make sure that I glue it down right along the bottom like so. And now I want to add a little piece of clear tape right on top of that flap, and this will ensure the super easy sliding of the ephemera inside that pocket, because it's really very annoying when what you want to put inside catches on that flap and you're trying to push it down. It's really annoying. So the tape trick really helps with that. So back to the larger page that we have pulled out, I will just mark the place where I'm going to cut it. And here I think I'm going to cut around here. So let me give you the measurements. I will cut it first. So it will be 3 inches by 3 1/8. 3 inches by 3 1/8. Like this. I'm going to glue this piece down, and then I will add glue to the flaps, and we can put our tickets inside the pocket already. I thought that these colors could work nice. Here they go inside the pocket, super easy. I will now embellish the flap on this side the very same way I did on the right hand side before. Now let's add some papers to the fronts of the flaps. I have added some splatters, as you might have seen in the video, and now the second folio is also complete. Here is how they look, both one next to another. I really like these. I think they would be perfect for Happy Mail and crafty gift exchanges. So that's the one that we have created together. I just want to give you a quick flip through. I think it could be also nice to use some small text stamps and stamp some numbers on the tabs on these flaps here and here, and also on the inside. So that's the pocket with the library card. Here are our tickets, and I have added the faux stamps from one of the previous Your Creative Studio boxes. I think it was a floral themed one, so here I have enough of those faux postage stamps to fill the pages of this little folio. And that, I think, concludes our project for today. I hope you like these. Although I did use the products from the Your Creative Studio box, I hope you like the idea itself. And even if you don't own a box of the products that I use today, you could give this project a try and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for staying with me today, and thank you for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.